kind of went crazy on this piece, and I just let loose and I had fun, and so this is called Crazy Daisies. And it's
So all of this was done in a two-part with mixing oil and...
yeah, so the flowers, oil pastel like crayons, and then the background is all watercolor.
Can you give us a little tour of around here as well?
Sure. This piece is David Boughton, and he's actually been in the Vendel Festival twice now. This is his second time. And each of the artists go through a special education with marketing, life coach, and graphic design to make sure that they're prepared for each show, to give them the tools to know how to market. I mean, it's so important, right? But David, he specializes in architectural watercolors and washes, and he has some really great pieces that'll be coming out this weekend. So I'm so excited to have him again. And Rochelle Laguerre, this is the second time, she's also in Vendel Festival for the second time. And she specializes in encaustic wax. I need to watch her create it because I've never seen it done before, but the pieces that she comes up with are so colorful and vibrant, and that's one of the reasons why does so well at my shows. So I'm just...
That's beautiful.
And this piece is by, it's not on there, but I know who it is. This is Lynn Bradford, and she is a watercolor artist. She also does acrylics and oils. She specializes in nature, so a lot of wildlife, flowers and things, and I think she has a very soft style. This is her first time in a Vendel Festival. Yeah. And this is Gabrielle Gregg, and she's been about town. She's never been in a Vendel Festival before. This is her first time showing, but she has a lot of colorful pieces. Most of them, she calls them mixed media, so I think they're, I don't know her as well, but she's acrylic and she uses mixed media, so she's quite the expressionist artist.
Nice, beautiful. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is really vibrant, eh? And this one?
And this is Joanne Dennis, and she is an acrylic artist. She does everything from abstract to realism and expressionism. And as you can see, she really enjoys color. She's also a very talented art teacher, and she teaches the Creative Canvas art series, and she will be teaching acrylic art classes on Sunday from 11 to 1 and 2 to 4. So anyone who wants to let loose with acrylics, and I've taken her classes and I love them. Well, this is one of his paintings, and he specializes in maps, but he also is a wonderful photographer. And Ingo and I actually have quite a history together because we went to art school together. I don't want to date myself, but it was sometime in the 80s, because how can that be when I'm only 34, right?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So anyways, he does maps. He's also an actor. So he really uses his artistic talents to the fullest. And in the past, he's always been the photographer for Vendel Arts, but he's never exhibited. So this is the first time he's exhibiting at a Vendel Festival. So I'm really happy to have him here. Here's Wendy Burge, who is also one of our artists and our marketing director. And I'm very, very happy to have her on our team and being part of Vendel Festival, because if it wasn't for Wendy, this show, it might not have come to, well, it would have, but everything that's happened is a lot to do because of Wendy's help. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't put anything out in this particular show, but Suzanne really pushed me to start doing my art again. I have an undergraduate in painting and a master's level art therapy certification, so I have art in my blood and business in my blood, so it's kind of fallen into the business realm. And then when I found out all these artists needed marketing, I'm like, I could do that. So we've kind of conjoined forces, and we've created, actually what makes the Vendel Festival different is that we decided that when in our talking is that it's nice to have a festival and have artists come and do their work, but they don't know how to actually market themselves. So what we've done is put marketing packets together, and we give them materials, and we start teaching about marketing, and they get a session with me to prepare them for the show, and then things that they can take on after the show. Because once you come into this experience, we don't want you walking away that even if you don't end up selling something, we want you to take some value out of what you've learned. Because this isn't where it stops. This is just a stop on that process, because as creators, we're always doing something. And learning how to position, sell it, and just keep continuing being in the world is really important to us.
Yeah.
So we decided to do something jointly, and so with her shows and the marketing, and yeah, it's been fun.
And we're going to make the world a happier planet. That's my other goal. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? You know, the world will just be happier with financially successful artists. Why not?
There you go. And my thing has always been, you know, creativity and spirituality have always pushed and resisted financial abundance, and yet it's right there within our birthright, because if you are creative, then you are supposed to have that abundance, because it's what's going to help you continue to expand in the rest of this world by giving your gifts. So we align with the values of the artist and the process of why we do what we do in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
My piece is right here.
Right here. She was just talking about. So tell me something, David. Tell me your style and what. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
How long have you been painting?
Well, I've been painting since the early 90s, but I started doing watercolor, and this is called pen and wash. And so I started that about a year and 3 months ago. I started painting with pen and wash, and at that time I got serious. I made a decision that I would paint something every day. So even if I only work at it 10 minutes or an hour or whatever, I try to paint every day.
Good for you.
And a lot of what I do has a story. For instance, I do a lot of antique or old buildings and things like that, and I like to read up on the building to know the story of it and so on, and the heritage sites and so on. So that's what I like to do.
So does that story ever get typed out and given to the person when they buy it?
I usually just a lot of times I will actually give the story. I'll write it down and give to people that buy my paintings if they're interested in that. But a lot of times I will just tell them the story. And I remember selling a painting to a lady. It was a painting of my great-grandfather's house, and she bought it because she had lived in the town, and she said that was to her. That was what they aspired to, was to own a house like that, and now they did. So she saw that painting and she wanted to have it.
So this is what you do full time?
No, this is a part-time thing, but at some point I will do it full time. Yeah. So
There's a lot of artists in Vancouver, aren't there?
I think there's a lot of artists everywhere. I live in Abbotsford, and I'm part of the Water Media Society, and there's just a lot of people who are interested in art, because all of us have an artistic side. Whether it be music or whatever it is, it could be building things.
Behind the camera.
Yeah, whatever it is, we all have an artistic side, and we all should probably feed that artistic side a little bit. So
what is the secret to your success?
Secret to my success? That's a hard one to answer. One of the things that I do when I paint, I like nothing more than for people to love my art and to buy it. And once it's gone, I guess it's like a child or whatever. Once it's gone, you move on to the next one and so on. And so I really like for people to like my art and to take it home and enjoy it. So
you've got a lot of orphans out there.
I do, yes. Well, they're not orphans anymore because
Find a good home.
That's right, exactly.
Sir, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
That was great.